Noreen, and welcome to my kitchen and another installment of What's for Dinner. Tonight I'm going to do my own take on that ever so popular internet viral sensation, the Mississippi roast. I have some issues with that recipe, so I'm going to make my own. And I'm going to call it a Carolina roast. And I'm going to make it in my pressure cooker, because pressure cookers are awesome and they're faster. So let's go see how we put this all together. We're going to go over all the ingredients for my take on a Mississippi roast, and I'm calling this a Carolina roast because I live in North Carolina, so be it. And really, the pepperoncini that we're including in this roast cook really kind of recall the vinegary taste that you will find in some Carolina barbecue, but I think this is going to be a lot better than Carolina barbecue because I am personally not a huge fan of that. So what we're going to start out with is a 3 to 4 pound chuck roast. They say it's very important that you use a chuck roast. So went to the commissary, found myself a nice chuck roast. This is about 4 1/3 pounds. I'm going to be adding 1 large onion sliced, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic minced, 2 cups of beef stock. I have just reconstituted some of my better than bouillon in 2 cups of hot water. 1 recipe of my homemade Italian dressing, and this is a large jar of pepperoncini peppers. I have removed the stems and seeds, and I use about a cup worth of the juice that was in the jar. That's it. So we're going to be serving this tonight with a vegetable and some egg noodles. I may or may not thicken the gravy. It just depends. A lot of people say you shred this and you can serve it in sandwiches, which I think sounds really delicious. But tonight we're going to eat it like a pot roast. Any leftovers we have, we might throw into a sub roll and have for lunch. But if you think about these flavors, this really reminds me a lot of like an Italian hot beef, like from Chicago. Of course, that's made with a totally different cut of meat. It's super thin, and that meat cooks in the broth at the store. So that's just my mindset. Never made this before, but I'm bringing you along for the ride. If it turns out like ick, you'll know it, because we'll tell you if it's not good. So I'm going to clear this out of the way, and I'm going to bring the pressure cooker over, because we're going to make ours in the pressure cooker today, because I think that it will totally work, and I think it'll be really, really delicious because it will totally infuse all of those flavors, and I totally wonder if I could use the word totally anymore. I'm just going to start putting all of our goodness in here. I'm not going to season this up at all outside of what's in the Italian dressing and the pepperoncinis and the beef broth. So here goes our dressing. Our beef broth. Get all of it in there. And our pepperoncini peppers.
It's going to be delicious.
I think it's going to be delicious too. I think this really is. Because once this gets pressurized, it's going to be phenomenal. Okay, I do want to rinse this out really quick. Put the lid on. Make sure my pressure gauge is on pressure. And I'm going to hit this on the meat setting. And I'm actually going to cook this for 40 minutes because I want this fork fall apart, shreddable, tender. Well, oh well. Let me redo that. Sometimes you go too far. And I really want to be able to have this fall apart. They say that's what's the beautiful part of this roast. So we'll be back in 40 minutes when this is all done cooking, and we will show you what it looks like when we open up the pressure cooker. Our pressure cooker has come down from pressure. I did quick release this, but you can do however you like. That's what it looks like. All right, well, we'll be back and we will fix you a plate of this delicious, my version, Carolina roast. This is my version of the viral internet sensation, the Mississippi roast. Mine is a Carolina roast because I'm from North Carolina. So This is super fork tender. It's delicious. And I'm going to have Rick give this a taste. Do you want a pepper with it?
Sure.
Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, pepperoncini are not spicy.
Wow.
Do you like it?
Yes, that is really good.
Like I said, we haven't tried this one before, so I'm going in. Mm-hmm.
Even the pepper is super tender.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
That works.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I was really worried that it would have an overwhelming vinegar flavor, and it doesn't.
No.
It just doesn't.
Mm-hmm. No.
It's delightful.
Mm-hmm.
It is. The meat is nice and soft and super unctuous, and it didn't need all that butter. That was my main thing with that. I know butter is great, and I use plenty of butter in my recipes, but putting an entire stick of butter on top of an already fatty piece of beef, I don't know. There's just something that didn't sit right with me about that. And, you know, but that's just me. If you like that, then you go for it, and you should make it. But this is just my way of kind of taking off of that recipe and making it my own. So using the Italian dressing and incorporating olive oil and the Italian seasonings along with the pepperoncini and a little bit of the juice, the beef stock. It's really great. And you know what? I didn't have a whole lot of juice left in the bottom of my pressure cooker, just about 2 cups, enough to put over the noodles that I made. And I also I steamed up some zucchini and yellow squash, and that's dinner tonight. So I highly recommend you give this a try. It's just a different way of doing something that we're also used to having, which is a pot roast. So if you like today's video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you're not already, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all of the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we present every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our own kitchen. So I hope that you give my version of Carolina roast a try, and I hope that you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya. And 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar and 2 tablespoons of water. That's it. So into our awaiting mason jar, our oil, our balsamic, our Dijon. I'm going to use about a tablespoon.